What's going on, good people? What's going on? Just wanted to come through, talk about some wholesaling with y'all, man. Um, See what y'all had going on. Let y'all know what I got going on. As y'all come in, let me know who you are, where you from, what you got going on, any questions you might have. We're gonna try to see if we can address them. You know, that's what we do. That's what we do. What's going on, man? I see y'all filing in here, man. Let me know where y'all from, who you are, stuff like that. What's up, man? What's up, J Biz? What's been going on, man? How everything been doing? How everything been going? Um, Year number two, man. Year number two. What's up, Cass? Checking in, man. But yeah, man, year number two, man. Trying to get it kicked off right. Um, and it's just crazy, man. Going through one year and then you look at your next year, you're like, man, I gotta top my first year. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I gotta do better than what I did my first year. So I don't even. So it's not now. It's like, just trying to put in a plan because the first year you just going, you just going, 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 going. Now it's like, okay, now it's like strategy, put together a plan. So that's kind of what I'm on right now, and just like reading a lot of business books and trying to figure out strategy, how to become like a real businessman. Versus just trying to be a hustler. In order to really build something that's sustainable, the hustler gotta die. Like the hustler gotta let the hustler go and gotta really build something that's for real. You know. Um. So, what's playing the biggest impact on you getting more than one deal a month? Shoot, the biggest impact on me getting more than one deal a month is probably like marketing. The amount of people that I market to is the reason I get more than one deal a month. Um, but the reason I do get deals, I would say, probably is having buyers. Like you got to have buyers. Like you got to have, and people always overlook. Like you got to have flippers. You got to have landlords. You got to know these people. You just can't be like random people that you got their email address. Like you need to talk to them. You need to get to know these people. You know, so that's a big thing, man. Just getting to know people, and when you know people, it's a whole lot easier to do business when you know people. Um, was it the mastermind? The 2 day transformation was big. Like the 2 day transformation changed everything for me. Like before the 2 day transformation with Keith Everett, I was doing like 10K a month, something like that. 10. I never did over 20K a month. The month I went to the 2 day transformation, I did like 66K that month. But that was just because all the deals fell like at the right time. And then, but after I went to the 2 day transformation, that's when it really started just turning up, because all the stuff I learned that I just started implementing instantly. Um, and that was big, man. A lot of people talk about investing in yourself, and I even question investing in myself, when it came to Keith Everett's 2 day transformation, because I mean, it cost me thousands of dollars to go there. Um, and I mean, I went and I asked a lot of people, should I go? Should I go? And I went back and forth and back and forth and finally just pulled the trigger and did it, man. But that was the best thing that happened to me. So, you know, people talking about spending thousands of dollars. Some people spend hundreds of dollars and nothing happened, trying to hook up with somebody on YouTube to teach them something, but I spent thousands of dollars to go to this 2 day transformation. And it paid off, man. Like after that 2 day transformation, that was in June, from June to the end of the year, what was it, July, August, September, October, November, December, I had to make $600,000. Like after I went there, I made $100,000 every month after that. It's crazy, man. So it's real big, man. If you ever get a chance to go to Keith Everett 2 Day Transformation, you got to go. But the biggest thing about not just going, but implementing. Like once you sit down, you listen to it, but you got to implement. You really got to implement. You got to be open to the ideas that you hear and being willing to implement those ideas, right? So let's see. Been watching you and taking notes. I had one cold call in the first week of January. Got dang 4 contracts. What's your best strategy on getting cash buyers besides Facebook prop screen? My best strategy would be prop screen, just looking up cash buyers, then skip tracing them and calling them or whatever. But agents is the best way. That's how I get most of my deals sold, through agents. So agents is a big thing. Agents, no cash buyers, right? Most all these cash buyers use agents. So I would hit up the agents in the areas. Hey, do you know anybody that work with cash buyers? Do you know an agent that work with cash buyers? And just keep talking to as many agents as you can, because there's agents out there that work with cash buyers that buy these properties up. So you got to be willing to talk to these agents. So what does your business look like? How much skip trades? How many cold callers, etc. I really only got 3 VAs. I got 3 VAs. Two of them call, one of them text. Um, that's kind of how we do it. And they text like 10,000 people a day. We calling as many people as we can every day. Try to get to 10,000 call dials a day. Um, I don't. And then once we bring in the leads, if it's hot, it goes to my acquisition manager. Acquisition manager try to put them on a contract. Acquisition manager try to get them at a price that'll work for us. Um, Once they think they got them at a good price, we'll dispo it. I mean, we'll email it out to or text it to cash buyers. And then after that, if one of them is interested, we'll set up time for them to go view the property. They go view the property. They let us know what they can buy it for. Bam, we try to get them under contract, and then we send it up to the attorney's office, and we downhill from there, man. Are most of your deals double close? I like the double close just because I like to keep people in their own lane, man. The seller stay in their lane, buyer stay in their lane. But I mean, really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I assign contract. I just closed on like 3 assignments last Friday. So I definitely assign contracts too. So I do a little bit of both. So how many texts do you text blast a week? A lot. We try to do like 10,000 a day. So like I guess like 50,000 a week. That's what we try to do. So hey bro, would you say the way that you close your first deal would still apply today? Yes. What advice would you give someone in 2022 to close their first deal? Same way I did it was fine. I mean, but there's multiple ways to close deals. I would say the best way to close a deal is just talking to the people around you. Some people know people who own property, who might be interested in selling. Um, and then just talking to as many agents as you can about, do they know cash buyers? Let them know that, hey, I find this kind of properties all the time. I do you have any cash buyers that would be interested? And then try to figure out, okay, if they got cash buyers, what kind of properties are they interested in buying? I only want to send you stuff that they might be interested in. you know so that's what I would do. I would talk to the people around me, see if they got any property interest selling. I would talk to as many agents as I can to see who's working with cash buyers and what are they interested in buying, you know, and what price point do they like to buy at, stuff like that. What kind of discount are they looking for, stuff like that. So what's your data pulling criteria when you're pulling broad? I just pull absentee, like I just target an area and pull absentee. The big list. Yeah. So I just pull absentee, big list, and just go from there, man. It's kind of how it rolls, man. You know, once you start pulling a lot of lists, you really don't get real niche. At least not me. Um, I go absentee. If I like an area, I'm pulling everything absentee, right? Um, and then if it's a really good area, and then if it's a really good area, I'm pulling absentee and I'm pulling owner occupied, pulling both of them. So just depends, man, on the area and kind of how hot it is. Like I said, if it's hot area, I'm pulling absentee and owner occupied. You know, if I just like the area, I pull some absentee, see what's going on, see, how it's working. But Sean Terry had a good point one time. Sean Terry said, "Look at the last, look at your best deals. Look at your best deals. Where did they come from? What are the property characteristics of the best deals or the deals that you've done? Where was the property at? What area was it in? What's characteristics of the property? Who bought it from you? Look at the price that they bought it at. You know what I'm saying? Look at the price you got in the contract at. Try to replicate more of that." And that's what I did that really turned me up too. I started trying to replicate because I was like all over the place, all over the place, all over the place. But it's like, okay, I've had good luck with in these areas with these type of properties. Let me hit it hard. These areas, these type of properties, sell it to these cash buyers. And I start hitting it. Bam, 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 bam. And that jump start coming frequent. Boop, 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 boop. So that's that's something that I would definitely do if I was, getting going, or I had a little bit going, and maybe I ain't doing as much as I hope I would be doing in order to increase the amount of deals you're doing. Look back at your past deals, and you'll be able to figure out what brings you success, right? So that would be my thing as far as how to get deals, how to get my first deals, what kind of leads and all that stuff. So what should that? Oh, okay. Do you still drive for dollars? No, 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 no. Nah, definitely ain't driving for dollars no more, man. I drove for dollars early on, like when I wasn't working because of the pandemic. But now that I'm back at work, man, really don't drive for dollars anymore. I did use to drive for dollars after work. When I first started going back to work, I was still driving for dollars after work. But now I'm like, man, it's crazy. So, but once my deal flow start coming in, man, I really wouldn't even worried about driving for dollars anymore. Um, so what's gonna be your next hire? Transaction coordinator. Transaction coordinator is gonna be my next hire. I think I know who that's gonna be too. So hopefully that transaction that's because that's mostly what I do. Like everything else, like is almost automated except for that transaction coordinator role. So giving me a transaction coordinator in there, and I think it's really gonna set me up to not be doing as much in the business, So I hear you get good stuff. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Yeah, that driving for dollar stuff, man, take a lot of your time. But when you got time, you use your time because driving for dollars is how I got my first deal. Not the fact that I didn't find the seller driving for dollars. I found my buyer driving for dollars. It's like I was driving, I saw a house. It was like the house was vacant, and I stopped and I went up to the house or whatever, and there was a dude cutting grass, and I was like, "Hey man, what's going on with this house?" He was like, "Yeah, it's vacant, and whatever." And he's like, "You interested in it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking about. Let me look inside. When to go look?" And I was just talking to him about what I was trying to do, and he was like, "Yeah, I know a guy who buy a bunch of properties around here." And I was like, "Who is that?" And then he told me the guy's name. Bam. I hit the guy up, talked to him. And when I found the property, I brought it to him and said, hey, I got this property right here for this much. And he ended up buying it. Right. So that was a good deal, man. Like I found my buyer driving for dollars. Right. But anyways, all you all your callers dialing 8 hours a day. Yes, yes. So do you send real estate agents your own purchase sales agreement, or do you use theirs? Depends. Some of them they want to use theirs. That's fine. Uh, some of them will. Some of them will take yours. It really doesn't matter. Like, when a lot of times you're dealing with these agents, you have to double close. A lot of times because sometimes their contract don't be assignable, or they it's just they don't want it to be assigned, or whatever. But you can double close it and still do your thing, man. Even if you're in a state where you have to bring your own funds, you can go get transactional funding or whatever. And if you can't, man, just hit me up. Let me know. I know some good transactional funding people. So yeah. So do you stick to one title company, or do you have more? Well, I wholesale in different states, so I gotta have multiple title companies, man. So I stick with one in each state. Right. So I got deals in Georgia, Tennessee, Florida. I also do some stuff in North Carolina. So yeah. So how you running comps with the whole deal with Soul MLS, and I don't know about that. So using real estate agents tools, silent comps. I use Zillow. You can use Zillow, man. Like, Zillow ain't a bad place to comp stuff. There's plenty of people, big wigs, like people that's deep in the wholesale game, that use Zillow to comp these properties, man. It's really not that big of an art. Like, you just compare apples to apples. This house look like that house. This house got the same properties as that house, and that house sold for that, right? These properties like they were in the same conditions, and that one sold for that amount. That one gonna sell for the same thing. You just comparing apples to apples, man. That's it. It's like, but I'm not seeing a big difference in prop screen. I'm able to go in there and still see, the stuff I need to see. But like, even if I didn't have prop screen, I use Zillow, or just searching the web for everything I can find, that's sold in the area. Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, all that stuff still got good solid data on there. So what does your VA who does the follow up say to the seller? They ask somebody if they're interested in selling. Depends on what they follow. There's different types of follow ups, right? That's following up with people that we send contracts to. That's following up with people that we talked to and they said they're interested in selling. That's following up with people who ghosting us. That's following up with people who said, "Hey, give me a call back." So there's all kind of different follow ups. So it's different for everybody. But if you haven't been through the script, we go through the same script. You know, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. Calling you, see if you got a property interest selling. Got a property interest selling? Yes. Okay, we'd like to make you an offer. Can we ask you a few questions? If that's fine, yes. Ask them, does the property need major repairs? Have you done any upgrades to the property? Yes, no. Is it in tenants? And just going through the whole thing like that right there. So that's kind of what we do. Uh, Happy wholesaling, man. Happy wholesaling, no doubt. So how do you consistently pull enough data for your callers? Well, I don't. I mean, I pull data and I try to pull a lot, but after you collected so much data, it's like I'm pretty sure I got like 200 and something thousand, leads. You're able to rotate them, right? May have 300,000 at this point. but you just rotate the leads. That's all you're doing is rotating the leads. Once they call that, okay, rotate back to the front. Rotate, 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 rotate. You just keep rotating the leads. Uh, so, what's one thing you learned in the mastermind that you give you improvements? One thing I learned, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I learned from Keith Everett in that 2 day transformation, man. But one of the biggest things is like the difference between me and you. Well, two big differences between me and somebody who ain't at least doing what I'm doing is one, you ain't pulled the leads that I pulled. Two, you haven't found the buyers that I found. Right? That's two big difference. All you gotta do is find buyers and contact people. That's it, man. Most people get all this stuff complicated. Like it is not that complicated, man. Find the buyers, contact the leads. That's it. That's all you need. If you're finding buyers, contacting the leads, you making money all day. Like, dude, you gonna make money. If you find the buyers and contact the leads, you will make money. Right? You got people with cash that say they want these houses. You contact those people with those houses and you ask them, are you interested in selling? Somebody gonna be interested in selling at some point, right? When they're interested in selling, you bring that property to that buyer and you say, hey, I got a property for you that you said you was interested in buying. Bam, now you making money. You add value to the buyer because you bringing them a property they're interested in buying. You add value to the seller because they interested in selling, want to sell it for cash. You bringing value to people, man. You bring value to people, you get paid. That's just the way it works. Um, how often do you rotate your leads? Whenever I run out, you call all these, we rotating you back. We call them. It's just in the cycle. It's like you call these, okay, throw that in the back of the line, push everything else forward. Same thing with texting. We just keep rotating, rotate, 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 rotate. Um, let's see. What's your deal average now? I don't know, man. I at least try to make 10K off every deal. So at what point would you hire a second cold caller? I got two of them. I really would like to have more. I'm actually in the process of hiring more right now. I usually keep like 3 or 4. So are you a millionaire yet? Millionaire mean your net worth is over $1 million. You know, I had a lot of debt, student loans, all that stuff. I was way behind the eight ball. Like my net worth was so negative. It's like making 1 million and net worth of 1 million is two different things. But just give me a few months though. Uh, 100K leads, 200K leads. Yeah. I'm saying over the whole time that I've been wholesaling, you know, you can accumulate a lot of leads, right? So, yeah, we got a lot of leads. So, when you decide to go all into wholesaling, quit your 9 to 5, uh, I'm a teacher, man. So, you know, I'm under contract. So, I work my contract, and we'll see what happens at the end of the contract and see what I want to do. Um, so how do you know the repair costs and make an offer? I don't. I don't even worry about no repair costs. You let the buyer worry about the repair costs. I don't even be worried about that. You have to sell all the different details, what's going on with the property, this and that. You hand it off to the buyer, and they're an investor. They're gonna figure out, you know, that part of the deal, and then when they go look at the property, they really gonna figure out, you know, what the repair cost is. So that's kind of how I do that, man. You know, I don't try to figure everything out. I'm not a rehabber. I'm a wholesaler. I'm not a daggone flipper. So I'm not gonna be able to tell a flipper what his rehab costs are gonna be. You know, I could tell him the details, what I've gathered from the seller, you know, and then he's able to, or she's able to, you know, determine from there what they want to do, you know. Cotero, what's going on, man? So how did you train your lead VA to go from just cold call locking up deals themselves? Spend a lot of time with them, man. A lot of time, like a lot of time invested into that cold caller, man. Yeah, you spend a lot of time with them, man. It just give them confidence. Like you got to spend a lot of time with them. Just give them confidence. That's what you got to do, man. And kind of just give them insights on the whole system and how it works. Once the VA understand more of how it works, they'll be better at putting them under contract, right? And then give them rope to let them make mistakes. Like give them leverage. Like, hey, you know, put them under contract. Show them how to send contracts. Show them how to do everything. Show them how to do everything you can do. Try to show them how to do everything you can do. And just have step by step process. Hey, this. So qualify the lead. Once the lead is qualified, okay, we want them at this price point. Once we get them at this price point, you know, then you can, write up the offer, send them the offer, or you can have them check with you. But a lot of times, like, don't check with me, just send it. Just go ahead and send it. I want you to make a mistake, right? I want them to make a mistake. They can see what they've done and they can learn. And then that's the only way they're gonna learn. Mess it up a couple of times. And then after they mess it up a couple of times, then that's when they can be getting right, you know. And once they mess it up, once they learn, they're gonna be ready to go putting people under contract. So that's kind of how it works, man. It's kind of how I've done it, anyways. So at what point would you hire a second cold caller? I already answered that question. So I just start by from talking to your seller about the price and stuff like that. Uh, don't worry about it. You just send the buyer over there, man. You got to trust them. Like you trust the buyer until they prove you different. And once they prove you different, then you don't trust them. You don't send them. You don't send them no more stuff. You just stop messing with them. I had a buyer go behind my back, snake me one time, but I never messed with him again. So, but you mess with. That's why I say you got to get to know people. You just can't like, oh, I got a person email. No, you need to talk to them, get to know them, just talk to them as much you can, send them as much stuff you can. Just be very nice to these people, ask them how they doing, how their day going, try to figure out more about them. Just try to create a relationship with buyers. That's what you got to do, man. Um, let's see. The buyer and the seller should speak it all. Shouldn't speak it all. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. My buyers know don't even go over there on that funny business. That's what I do. Because they know I ain't gonna send them nothing else. It's like you are the buyer's lifeline. It's the thing, man. You are the buyer's lifeline. Like I got buyers that text me, it's like, hey, you got deals, you got deals, you got deals. It's like, and I send them stuff. It's like, you got to know that, hey, this a relationship, man. You helping them by bringing them deals, and stuff like that. So that's that's why they won't go behind your back. You got to have a relationship, and they got to know that you're gonna bring them, quality leads, and then you got to know you got to be able to trust them. So somebody said PPC leads. For me personally, I like better. Can be a little pricey, but it's higher contracts to deal ratio with PPC. Yeah, I haven't tried PPC. I heard it's really, really good. I mean, I would like to. Um, I heard it's really good, man. I wish I could get into it, but I just don't know the ins and outs of it, man. Um, the buyers and sellers should speak. Oh, dang, some not deleted. So, how many VAs do you have? Right now, I have three. I'm trying to hire more, though. I'm trying to hire more VAs. I'm actually teaching one of my VAs how to hire, right? So, we got like a hiring process, and just trying to teach this VA how to hire. She does a real good job for us. She knows the ins and outs of the business. So I'm kind of letting her hire the next person. We're gonna be in on the interview and just monitor her whole process, but just trying to outsource that too. That way, I never have to worry about hiring anybody again. My VAs know how to hire people, so you know. So what do you have them doing? How many leads do you give them to call? Well, my lead manager called all the follow ups. Like she called all the follow ups. Right. Um, my other VAs basically is just calling an unlimited amount of leads. Like they just call as many leads as they can each day. And that just keeps coming. It never stops. Right. It just never stops. So yep, that's kind of how that works. Um, man, but um, if y'all got more questions, man, make sure you let me know. Like I said, man, year two, the biggest thing for me is just structuring the business, right? Making sure it's structured, trying to hire and put the right people in the right seats. So that way the business is running like a business. You know what I'm saying? So that's my biggest thing for year two. Is trying to develop the business, and then personal development is one of the big things that I'm into right now. Just trying to develop myself into like a better person, all the way around. And then, I'm just trying to build a business up, man, to be a better business. And then after I build this bridge, start on another business where I can keep this thing going. So, do you do you have any doing acquisitions? I have two acquisition managers. I have two acquisition managers that put stuff under contract. So do all your buyers look at your property in person? Yes, yes, they do. All my buyers look at the property in person. I appreciate it, bro. Are you still doing text messaging or your VAs having? Um, I'm texting and cold calling. So do your VAs have that under contract, under control too? Oh yeah, my VA is texting people now. I'm not doing the texting. I will go in there and like text people back and forth. Like if I see something going on, like once it gets deep, my VA will mark that lead hot. Once that lead get marked hot, then my acquisition manager is gonna be jumping on it, trying to get them on the phone and get them under contract. So that's kind of how it works. But no, I'm not texting anymore. I'm right now. I'm trying to get my VAs to do all the pulling of the list, pulling, skip trace, and then if I can get them to pull the list, skip trace the list, and put it in, well, they already put it in platforms. Then they'll be texting people, all that stuff. My acquisition manager put them under contract, and I already got a disposition manager that dispose all that stuff. And then the only thing I would need is a transaction coordinator. So that'd be big. So yeah, man, it's kind of where I'm at right now. Um, I really appreciate y'all coming through. We got 16 people in here. We got 7 likes. Go ahead and like this video, man. If you up in here, man, show your boys some love. Go ahead and like the video, man. Like I said, I've been trying to get back on here to get back to y'all more and more. You know, um, every day is trying to make more videos, trying to bring more value to y'all, answer as many questions that y'all have. But I'm like I said earlier, man, I'm telling you right now, the biggest difference between you and people that's doing more deals than you is that they have more buyers, more leads, more buyers and more leads, man. Those two things that you got to have is buyers and leads. If you got buyers and leads, but those buyers and leads got to match, right? Your buyers got to want the leads that you're looking for. like the leads that you're targeting, the buyers gotta want them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and if you can get perfect matches, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you got a buyer that buying anything in this area, they'll buy it. If it's in that county, they buying it. Then search everything in that county. If they only buy three twos in that county, only search for three twos in that county, and everything you bring them will be a 3-2. You know what I'm saying? And they'll eat it up, eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. So that's the kind of stuff you got to do, man. You got to build that relationship with your buyer, understand what they want, and bring them what they want. It's simple, man. I always think about it like a food sense. It's like if I know somebody like Chick-fil-A, if I know somebody like Chick-fil-A, if I bring them a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, they're gonna eat it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, I ain't no you me going over here to, Zaxby's or somewhere else when I know they like Chick-fil-A. That's why you need to find these buyers and figure out what they want. Don't bring them stuff that they don't want. Like, bring them the stuff that they want. Ask them what they want, what they like, and then go look for what they like and bring it to them. It's like, and then they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready to take it, and then they're gonna appreciate you. Like, oh, I really appreciate you bringing me what I want. And that's when buyers like you. They like you when you bringing them the stuff that they want. You bring them stuff that they want, they like you, boy. Ooh, they like you. That's when they want a relationship with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's kind of how it works. So I have a hard time finding leads. I've had several leads, but at the end of the day, they all be bluffing. Yeah, it be a lot of people be bluffing, man. You just gotta keep at it, man. You just gotta keep talking to people, keep following up, because I'm telling you, man, I had a dude that I was hitting up, man, and he had two properties. Uh, I hit him up for a long time. He never sold them to me, but he's I kept hitting him up, and he sent me to somebody else. Ended up selling that property. That's happened multiple times. Where it's like I kept talking to this person, and they tipped me to somebody else, and I end up doing a deal with the other person. You know, it was another dude I had like that. It took me 6 months to close him, but he tipped me to somebody else, and I ended up closing on the other person's property. So you just got to be willing to stay after it, man. You got to be willing to continue to talk to people, even you know the more you talk to people and just tell them what you're doing, and the more people know that you do this, the more likely you're gonna be able to get a deal. You know what I'm saying? And then don't try to pressure nobody. You just be cool, make a friend. That's what I'm saying. Who gonna recommend you to somebody else? Somebody who actually like you, right? They gotta like you. Like, I just got a property on the contract, but it's from somebody that I already dealt with. They came back because they like the experience. They like the way you talk to them. Like, we was talking about other stuff. Like, we ain't even talking about the property. I'm hitting them up like, this is seller. It's like I'm talking about other stuff. We ain't even talking about the property, And then they're like, oh, I got this property. I'm like, oh, okay. How much you want for it? They wanted like 250, and then like, I went to a buyer and like, nah, they can't. I can't do 250, man. See if they can do 220. Came back to them, told them like 210. Yeah, we'll take it. It's like they don't even care. It's like they don't even care. They just wanted to sell. They just wanted to sell with me, and then I just sent them a contract. They signed it. Let's go. It's like they don't even care, man. It's like once you build relationships with people, man, you just gotta build in relationships. That's the biggest thing, man. You gotta build in relationships, man, with buyers and with sellers, man. You just talk to sellers like you're a regular person, and try to make a friend. You make a friend, they're gonna feel comfortable with you, and when they feel comfortable with you, they're gonna be really ready to do business with you. That's just the way it is, man. People do business with people they feel comfortable just talking to. So that's kind of how been able to get business, man, and do business with people, man. Just creating friends out there, just talking to people like they regular people, not trying to sound like I'm trying to get anything from them or nothing like that. Hey, you can go do whatever you need to do, but I'm just letting you know what I can do for you. Kind of what we just tell them, man. Just tell people stuff straight up. Um, so your buyers fine with you sending them to a property before you have it locked up? No, I usually have it under contract first. So I ask, I'll send it to the buyer at whatever price. And then once if they say yeah, that price works for them, then I give them the details and let them go out there and see the property. But they say that price works for them, then that means once they say that price works for them, I'm getting a seller on the contract. Bam. Once I get that seller on the contract, then I can send the buyer out to the property. Right. So that's kind of how I do it. So why do you train your cold calls instead of hiring from a company? I don't know, man. Like I don't do everything. Like most people question the stuff that I do. It's like, shoot, man, I'm just doing whatever I found out to do. Like, shoot, I just made it through my first year. Like I definitely don't know what's the absolute best way to do everything. Like I'm no guru. Like I'm not a guru. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a none of that. I'm just another Joe guy out here trying to make money, and just learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, I just really just wanted more control over my organization and what I got going on, and not having like some other company that I've hired to train my cold callers and they got them doing something else, and I really want them to do this. And so I wanted control over the way that my people work, you know what I'm saying, and build relationships with my own people. And I found that it's worked out pretty good, man. I mean, my cold callers work for me. They feel like, well, I've established a relationship with them. We're pretty connected. So, my cold callers, I think we got a good connection, man. The cold callers, um, I think that we built a really good relationship with our cold callers, and I think they feel connected. They feel like they um, part of the company. So yeah, that's kind of why I did it. That's why I just hire cold callers myself. Um, how do they know what they will pay before they see the pictures or see it in person? Well, I mean, most of these buyers are being very conservative, and most of them are very experienced, so they know what they could do, right? Um, and sometimes not a solid number. Sometimes that number goes down. So you know, it could go down after inspection, but I give them the details. I send them the property. They usually know the area. They usually know, what they're gonna need to do. They do their own due diligence. And like I said, they're most of the time they're conservative with the number that they can do. Um, so yeah, they just let me know. They just let me know. Yeah, that I probably can do that number. That's what I mean. It's not a rock solid number for them, but they let me know I probably can do it. So that's when I know I got the seller under that. That's when I can put the seller in the contract, and the buyer go out there, and they may go from like 230. They may be buying it at like 210 or 230, and they come at me and be like, "Hey, can you give me that for two? If I got asking for 230, can you give me that for like 220, 225?" And, I kind of go back and yeah, I give it to you for 226. So, now I gotta have it at 230 because I got somebody else who will buy it at whatever price. So that's kind of how it worked, man. When you're working with people who actually do a lot of flipping, they know what's going on. They just know. So what's up, Rolex? How you doing, man? Happy wholesaling, man. Happy wholesaling. You already know. Uh, so yeah, man. Just letting people know kind of what I got going on. My plans for my second year wholesaling. Um, and yeah, man. So just still trying to stay on this 100K a month roll. Really just trying to map out the business, structure the business in that way. Once I get all my positions and stuff, really scale the right way. You know what I'm saying? Really grow the business the right way. That's kind of what I'm looking to do. But shoot, man, I've been on here for 45 minutes. Somebody get off this thing. Got 19 people in here, man. Y'all go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel, all the other good stuff, man. Happy wholesaling, managing is I can't tell you how many bad deals we get because wholesalers not pricing their deals right. Yep, no doubt, man. So man, why is trying to take so long to close? No idea, man. That's why you gotta have people with money. When you got people with money, man, they can move. Like they can move real fast. So, but yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm finna get out of this thing, man. Peace out. Appreciate y'all coming through. Go check out my videos. Like I said, we got 18 people up in here. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, all the other good stuff. Hit me up on IG if you got questions. REI next door. Other than that, peace out.